Some people think I'm his oldest friend, but I know that he's got friends that are older than I am, I'm sure. Hi, everybody. I don't know what's that. That's it?
Peter Tignan has known President Trump for 60 years. He's been President Trump's personal attorney. He's probably one of the most well-known attorneys and a great patriot and somebody who really loves America. I'm so honored to have you. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. We also have, how blessed are we to be in a room with not one general, but two generals, a 3-star and a 4-star general. First, I'm going to start with General Michael Flynn, the most famous general in the world, a patriot, a hero, and he is our host for the evening, General Michael Flynn. We're also joined by Charlie Flynn, a 4-star general. Let me tell you, this is an incredible American family who's devoted their lives to protecting and preserving our American values, and it's such a privilege and an honor for me to also introduce you to Mary Flynn. Mary Flynn runs America's future, and I can tell you, I speak for everybody on the team, it is such an honor. We love Mary, and we're so grateful, truly honored for everything you do for our country. We also have James O'Keefe. For all of you who don't know James O'Keefe, he has incredible work. It's still shocking to me that when he goes undercover, that these folks don't even recognize him. It's shocking. And by the way, have you seen the wig he uses? It's got to be the worst wig in the world, but they still don't recognize him. We're going to have him talking a little bit. And friends, dear friend of mine, the last time I was with him was in Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. He's recognized all over the world. He is the ultimate human, America's biologist, Gary Greco. The next gentleman needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever, and his name is Tyrus. You're gonna hear from
my wife is here.
Yes, and his gorgeous wife, Ingrid, who's absolutely not just gorgeous, but an incredible, beautiful soul. Wonderful to have you here. We also have, this is a show you've all seen all over the world. It is Pawn Stars, so we have Rick Harrison with us tonight. And the next gentleman needs absolutely no introduction either. His face is recognizable all over the world. He's been in and produced some of the greatest films of our time, and that is Isaiah Washington. How many of you know who Hercules is? We actually have Hercules in the room with us. Kevin Sorbo. It is such a privilege to be in the President's home, and on behalf of America's future, welcome. It's our honor to have you here today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pass this microphone around. If you would like to introduce yourself, this is your opportunity just to briefly make a statement, ask a question of our esteemed guest. It's entirely up to you. We're going to go around the table, and then we're going to hear from our incredible headliners here that have come from all over to be with you this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Troy Henderson.
Great, I get to go first. But, thank you, Martha, for putting all this together. Good to see you. This is my dad who'll talk, after me, but I'm one of his 3 sons, youngest son. We're just so glad to be here. We love what General Flynn does. We're here to support you. God bless you, and we just keep praying for your protection. Thank you.
My claim to fame is good day. We started a company some 33 years ago, Nice Laboratories, and we're a Christian-based company, and we love the Lord and we love America. And we teach that to our employees. So they pretty much all feel the same way. They come from 19 different countries. They come over here. These are people that want to be in America. They're immigrants, which are legal, but they love America. And we're so thankful that we could just help educate them a little bit, or teach them appreciate the things that are going on. And I just want to thank General Flynn. And the first time I met him, I got to tell you, I walked up and said, General Flynn, it's an honor to meet you. It's quite He's a very humble guy. I really appreciate all the work you're doing for America. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to Martha. Can we just give her a amazing work for this foundation and just bringing all of these amazing people. Every time we get invited back, we're just like so honored. My name is Sage Brecca. I am Gary Brecca's wife. Thank you. I think I'm the better half. We are just so honored to get to speak about MAHA and making America healthy again and helping with policy to change how we do things and how things are run in America. Getting chemicals chemicals and pesticides out and bringing in whole food diets and just helping teach people, yes, to take better care of themselves, their children, and trying to get the word out there. So thank you for having us. We're really excited to be here.
Again, I'd like to say thanks as she did. My name is Loretta Christensen. I'm with my husband, Bill. Tulsa, and we're just very, very excited to be participating in this event.
And if you can believe it, my name is John Brecca. I'm the other half of father-in-law. Thank you, Gary. Anyway, it's always a pleasure to be here, and really a pleasure just seeing what's going on. Behind the scenes, so to speak. It's a pleasure being his dad, too. That's it.
Captain John Brecca, U.S. Navy.
That's outstanding. Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrew McDonald, and it's truly an honor and privilege to be here with you all. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, General Flynn, everyone in America's future. I'm a real believer in entrepreneurship and the private sector being able to solve problems better than government can, and yet at the same time, the idea of public and private partnerships that really make a difference is something that I'm deeply passionate about. So we're going to solve some of the energy challenges that this country faces with some truly remarkable solutions. And again, just thank you for the opportunity to be with you all. God bless you.
My name is Greg Bates. My wife Susanna. It's the extrovert married Susanna. My real job in my life is I've been an automotive dealer for about 30 years plus. But I met General Flynn, my wife and I did, way back in Tampa right after COVID. And I told him in a conversation that we had, I've listened to him for years and years now. It's like, it's all difficult in life. Well, this one over here pushed me far enough that I ousted a 19-year incumbent mayor and decided to get started in politics. I'm not sure why, but I think we're making a difference. I owe it to General Flynn for always being a good supporter of that, and I'm always glad to see we're blessed to be.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Landon Pryor. This is my second America's Future event. Thank you, Martha, for including me. Very honored and humbled to be here with you tonight, speaking about what I think is a very important topic and should be discussed as part of the Make America Healthy Again theme, which is breast implant illness, which I'll be speaking about tonight, something that is not covered sufficiently in mainstream media, and I really think it's important to be talking about it because there's a lot of women that are suffering in the country, and not enough people are talking about it.
I'm Judy Mawson, and I'm from North Dakota, and I'm just a supporter of great events like this that move our country in the right direction.
Hi, I'm Chantal Bagwell, and I live in Georgia, and I am just here, honored to be here, along with all you wonderful Patriots. It's just really, really nice. Thank you.
work you're doing. This is our second time here, and we're just so appreciative. It's wonderful Patriots, and it's a blessing and an honor to be here. And thank you very, very much.
My name is Orion Bailey. I'm the chairman and co-founder of Orion Power. We own a secret technology that converts waste into energy faster and cheaper than any technology in human history. We are opening a facility here in the United States, and we just broke ground on a facility that's going to be providing energy for the military in Alton, Illinois. So I'm just so happy to be here tonight. I love this country. I love what General Flynn and Mary are doing. And America's future is about having vision. It's about having a story, and it's about a call to action. So I'm always a fan of being amongst people who are captains of ministry and people who share the same vision. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to hearing all the stories and getting a chance to meet all of you tonight.
I'm Yeater, and it was my second time here. Thanks, Martha. I'm very excited. I think I know what you're supposed to do already, but I'm really excited to be here and listen to your stories and ask questions.
I'm Stuart Fain. Run a 104-year-old family business in the Mid-Atlantic, but my main claim to fame is best thing I ever did. And the planes have been awesome. General Flynn, Mary, and everybody. This is the best events that you can get here at Mar-a-Lago. My wife's the champion of all of them. And Mary and General Flynn are the best and the one in my language.
So I'm Bill Christensen. My wife is Loretta over there, and we've been married 55 years, if you can believe that. I want to say we got married when we were 12. What's that? I have three heroes. General Flynn, you're the third most important to me. And number one is obviously President Trump. Number two is tyrants. And I've been to the Gus Bell show, and you were great. So God bless you.
I am Paul Deepen. I am actually typical immigrant story, the success story. I've been here 35 years. I'm very lucky. And I also get to know Gary actually, Rebecca. And my dear wife is Deepen, and my business partner is also here. We are actually bringing Maha type environment to elderly people population as well. We are trying to help them also. They're not forgotten. In memory care centers, elderly population, we're trying to bring basic health, basic necessities to them. I'm super excited to be here also and proud. And thanks for inviting Mark again.
Thank you, Farouk. My name is Rick Olson, and it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm so thankful and to be honored to be here. And I wanted to say thank you, as always, to Gary and his amazing wife, Sage, for all that they do for us, for Maha, and all the positive things that they bring to our country in the health-related. So we thank you for that, and truly it's an honor to meet each and every one of you here tonight. But as Farouk said, we have a company that we're just starting to launch. It's called Regentra. I'm very proud that Gary is a partner in the company. We're going to talk a little bit about that later. And as Farouk mentioned, we are here to help elderly with dementia, Alzheimer's disease, to help bring them, reconnect their memory. And we're already seeing amazing results with the protocols that we're using, which are Gary and Breakfast protocols. So we're seeing some amazing things, and we're looking forward to sharing that with each and every one of you. So God bless all of you, and thank you all for the panel here. You're amazing, and we look forward to spending more time with all of you. God bless. Thank you all.
My name is Alex White. I'm owner and the CEO of Progressive Medical Research. I'm an ER physician, trained as hospitalist, and now we're doing some trials in pharma and nutraceuticals with a special emphasis on Alzheimer's treatment and prevention, so we need to talk. First time here, and anything like this, I want to thank Martha for all the hand-holding she did. I told her a bunch of times, and I spoke to the general plan, and I'm looking for more ways to be involved. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rodney Walker. Thank you, Martha, very much for allowing us to be here tonight. I'm running for United States Senator for the great state of Alabama. Spoken to several people tonight all about Alabama. Actually own Walker Lands and Cattle, which is a 750 mama cow operation. I'm a land man, an oil man, and a business. I have Patriot Fueling Centers. We have Patriot Fuels USA, where we ship fuel down the pipeline. We also own Wedowie Quarry and several other things. It's my desire to serve the people of this nation as well as the state of Alabama. And I'm very happy to be here tonight and want to thank each one of you for allowing me to be here.
I'm Kevin Sorbo. I did play Hercules for 7 years in the beautiful but functionally disabled political country of New Zealand. I am going to brag that become the most watched show in the world, so part of the Center Pride. I am ground zero for Hollywood. 12 years ago, my manager and agent for 25 years came in and we had an intervention meeting. They said they could not work with me anymore because of my conservative values. And so I am, before cancel culture was even a term I was aware of, I believe I was the first one. So we filmed, my wife and I created Sorbo Studios, where we do movies that have love, hope, faith, laughter, redemption, things that Hollywood doesn't do. So that should let you know that Hollywood loves me.
Hi, I'm Ingrid Murdoch. I'm Tyrus's wife. I did not know that I was speaking this evening. I am his wife, but I'm also his handler, so if he gets out of control, let me know.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to extend my Merry Christmas wishes to all of you. So Merry Christmas to everyone here. I'm Charlie Flynn, as Martha pointed out. Actually, this is the first time I've worn a tuxedo since my senior prom, because I just left uniform. I just left the Army a year ago, so I've never been anything except for best dressed until tonight. Thank you. I'm honored to be here, honored to meet all of you. I'm thankful to Mary, my sister, our sister in life. And I'm just going to have a quick shout out to our parents, because our parents caused a commitment service between myself and Mike, nearly 75 years in uniform to this country. A quick story, many of you may not realize this, but Mary was born in Germany when my father and my mother and father were stationed in Germany. And when we played Army, and this is I think why Mike became an intelligence officer, actually Mary ran the gulag, Mike was the interrogator, and I was the prisoner. So, I just want to say that I'm very thankful to both my brother and sister and our whole family, but I'm really thankful to all of you for the support that you gave Mike and our family through many, many years of trials and tribulations. And I'm thankful to all of you that are committed to this country and what it stands for. Merry Christmas to all.
Yeah, so Charlie just retired a little bit more than a year ago after 40 years. 40 years in the United States Army. And just briefly, our family is a family of service in uniform, going back to what we call the Great War or World War I, where both of our grandfathers served in World War I. One of our grandfathers and our father served in World War II. One of our grandfathers and our father served in the Korean War, and then subsequently all the way up to and including his son just got out of the military. My son is still serving overseas in Europe. So that's what our family is all about. It's about service to this country, and For those that have gotten to know me, my big thing is local action. We cannot rely on one man to save this country. If we want to get another 250 years out of it, which we absolutely can, it's going to take every single person in this country to sort of shore up and to figure out what it is your role. And if your role is to get involved in politics or get behind somebody in politics or to fix some place where you're at or to create some new idea, we need that out of every single person in this country today. It's the only way that we're going to get through these next probably 5 years, maybe 10 years. It's the only way that we're going to have another 250. So God bless you all. Merry Christmas to you all early, and thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Isaiah Washington. I absolutely have no idea how I ended up there. I think it has a lot to do with something I said to this man, Tyrus, at my home. It's his fault. The first interview that actually let me come out of the closet about my and thank you, Tyrus. You know, very, very good. And here I am. Seems like that old scene from Godfather said, every time I try to get out, you fool. Right? Back here. I'm so ready to be sitting here next to one of the biggest fans of veteran. I couldn't be more proud. No disrespect to you. But I thank you for this welcome. Thank you for this like America. Thank you for all being here. And I am definitely representing the great state of Texas. Don't miss Texas.
All right, everybody. I'm Rick. I do a little TV show. I've done. I just signed for my 20th season. I've done over 700 episodes, from the very beginning, the network wanted me to do all this drama and everything, and I told them from day one it's going to be a family show. I'm not going to do it, and 20 seasons later, it's still a family show, and I'm teaching American history, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And what you said about Hollywood. You should have seen my agents scream, because I was doing my commercials for Microsoft and things like that, and then I endorsed Trump, and then it all went away. But anyway, Trump's an amazing guy. I love him to death. He's great for this country. And let's hear it from Tyrus.
What it is. Excited to be here today. And I'm looking forward to having these conversations. But I am here because of my wife. She is my manager, police officer, pastor, and preferably not mom stuff. But one of the things I think my role has always been is to show that you can go from one part of your life, completely change yourself, reinvent yourself, seek redemption, and be able to one day pass it on. And I would not be here today if it was not for my wife. Thank you, honey. But you have to grow and change and understand, because I was a Democrat until I got my first big check. With all due respect, shit changed after that. But you know what I'm saying? Everyone here understands that. Anyone that's got dirt under your fingernail, works for a living, understands what that first big check is like. And then you realize where all your taxes is going. And you start to look and you're like, wait a minute. What's that? Why are we paying for this? And then the answer is, well, you're black, so you have to be a Democrat. Color has nothing to do with taxation. Color has nothing to do with conservatism. It's your character, your integrity that makes you who you are. So pigment comes and goes. When you're in Florida, y'all end up liking me anyways.
I'm over here sitting on half the chair. Thanks to Tyrus. It's a little snug in here. My name is Gary Breck. I'm a human biologist, a biohacker, a researcher. I also owe my career to my lovely wife. 11 years ago, I came home and told her that I quit my job and I wanted to start a functional medicine clinic. She stated the obvious, but you're not even a doctor. And we started that clinic. We sold out of that early this year. And a few years ago, we decided to start a media platform. And the idea behind this media platform was to just give without the expectation of receiving. To take information about health and wellness that we thought belonged to humanity, didn't belong to us, and let it flow through us with no expectation of receipt. And by the grace of God, We're the largest media platform in the world for wellness and longevity, at north of 200 million views a month on our platform. And I was invited recently to join Bobby Kennedy's MAHA Action. And, you know, as someone who's been a political observer, not a political participant, when I saw Donald Trump and Bobby Kennedy unite over the narrow sliver of unity that they had and lay the other differences aside that had to do with green energy and had to do with border security and had to do with every other aspect of politics, it reminded me of something that Captain John Greco, my father, said to me when I was choked up, but I was a very young man. And he said, you know, if you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing. And I said, you know, we're gonna bet this entire platform. We're gonna put this behind this movement, and it hasn't been easy. The Washington Post, the New York Times, the LA Times, and Bloomberg have not made life easy on us for the last few months. But I will tell you that this administration, Donald Trump, Secretary Kennedy, Health and Human Services, I have never in my lifetime seen more unity in service to America than I have at the highest levels of our government. And I mean this so sincerely because I'm behind the walls in these meetings and I see the intensity, the integrity. I meet with Marty McCary, the chairman of our Food and Drug Administration, National Institute of Health, Health and Human Services, Department of Agriculture. There is a deep state embedded in our food supply, in our chemical industry, in the chemicals that we apply to our foods. For the first time in recorded history, our children have a shorter life expectancy than we do. You know, we are the largest spender on healthcare worldwide. We only lead the world in 5 things: morbid obesity, type 2 diabetes, multiple chronic disease in a single biome, infant mortality, and maternal mortality. And it's not our fault, it is the contents of our food and what we apply to our food. And so to be a small part of a shift in public policy, to me, is the greatest legacy that I believe that I could ever leave to my children. And it is just a great honor to be here and be a part of this panel and to sit with some of these icons of industry. Like, like Isaiah said, I have no idea why I'm in this room, but it's an absolute pleasure to be here and to be in service to this Make America Healthy Again agenda. Thank you.
Hello, my name is James O'Keefe. I secretly record people for a living. I was going to say, be careful what you say, Gary.
I know everything.
There's cameras all over the place. Thank you, Martha, for having me. I'm very honored to be here. I hope I can contribute something. My message is, well, I expose corruption in the government, so I'll always have a job. I get pitched about 100 ideas a day. I can choose 3 a month. But my message primarily is I think the problem in our society is greed and fear. Greed and fear. So I agree with Flynn. I interviewed you for my podcast. We talked a long time. I think people need to stop asking other people to do the thing, and they need to do it themselves. And they need to be less selfish. And they need to be fearless. So I hope that people do that. And I'm very excited about 2026 because I'm going to expose a lot of bad guys. Stay tuned.
I am married, Flynn O'Neill. I am married to a big Irish prop who played rugby for 25 years, who joined me tonight for the first time in a long time. As he watches my brother and I and like Lori, Mike's wife, they stand right behind us like our family does. My brother Charlie, I'm so honored to have him with us. He has been serving in the military and separated from really the family kind of unit because of the service that he has been in. But because of the persecution of my brother, we were all pretty persecuted in our own way. Our family is very strong. We are very willing and able to stand very hard ground to the American people. We will not stop fighting for this country. America's Future, this organization, as I listened to the around this round table, 1946 this began, this organization, and one of the biggest pieces of this 1946 organization was entrepreneurship. And the beauty of what this country stood for and stands for today is the opportunity, the land of opportunity and freedom. And this group of people were fighting against already, thousands of card-carrying communists in this country before the Cold War. So the history of this organization is a legacy to this country. I have done the archives, and I just want to say that to you because entrepreneurship is something that, our kids have kind of, unless they're your parents, you're their parents, there's not a lot of kids that understand that this country gives the most opportunity, and we cannot lose that for our children. It's very, very important that we all understand that this war is against children. Our enemies are trying to destroy our American exceptionalism, is what I call it. So this organization is an umbrella, and it's faith, family, and freedom, everything. They built this organization to represent faith, family, freedom, everyone. So that's why I work with a lot of organizations, the right organizations, to bring them in to do the work they need to do through us. So our teams and our networks, through my brother and my family, and the teams that we have formed are massive. And we're changing the culture here. And we are going to continue to stand by the American people. And I really thank you. It's so interesting to listen to all the entrepreneurship and all the businesses and all the innovation. This is what America, this is why it's so great, right? This is why this country is so great, because of all of you. So you stand with us, and we stand with you, and we stand for this country, and God bless President Trump, and pray for him.
Wow, that is incredible. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, General Flynn. Thank you, everyone. We have the back row, speaking of entrepreneurship and businesses, the back row starting with Patrick, and I don't want to make sure we missed anybody from getting to say a few words. And then we have some questions for our incredible panel up here. So Patrick, if you'd like to say a few words.
Wow. I'll make it real short and sweet. I know a lot of you off that panel. James O'Keefe, you're a badass. I'm here for one reason. I'm blessed. Next to Gary Breck, his parents, I've known that guy, the ultimate human, the ultimate friend, the ultimate husband. I've known him in stage a long time. I've been his best friend for 35 years. Thank you for, it's about kids to me. I love what the Flynns are doing with this human trafficking against these kids. What Gary and Sage are doing. We've got to save our kids' health. We've got to save our kids' souls, and we've got to save America. Thank you so much.
This is Bob Kiffney. So I'll just echo what Patrick said. We all were here last year, Gary and Patrick and myself. America's Future is a great supporter of kids and defense against human trafficking and those kind of things that are really near and dear to our hearts. Such a great organization. And thank you, Gary, for what you do for America, for Maha, and for everything. We're so pleased to have you. Thank you.
Matthew Flynn, no relation. But it's good to see you again. Last time we shared pizza was in Trump Tower on campaign of 16. So it's been a minute. I'm a non-controversial figure in the world, I think. I ran the Veterans Affairs policy way back in the campaign. But in the previous admin, served State Department, in the White House, I was cabinet secretary. A little bit of time at DNI and Department of War, but excited to be here tonight. Great to see what you're all doing. Glad to hear someone's looking after the next generation because they need it.
Hi, good evening. Chris Cervello. I'm a retired naval officer. Started a small business when I got out in 2019. Do public relations and strategy. Our goal is to help small businesses become big businesses within the national security space. This is an honor to be here, sir. Thanks for having us.
Glad to be back for my second year. Martha, throw a great party every time. Thanks for having us. Chris Penfick, I was lucky enough to be able to found about half a dozen companies focusing on either chemical production, next-gen solid-state rocket fuels and investor, artificial intelligence to leverage engineering, missile, ship design, and just really, really fortunate to grow up in a country economy that facilitate that kind of entrepreneurship. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate what you guys do for this country.
Good evening. My name is Ron Patrick. I'm a PhD in biomedical science. I run a popular podcast, YouTube channel, website, really trying to bring evidence-based health, fitness, nutrition information for people so they can empower their own health. I think, I, for many years, have very passionate about, there's so many things I think people can do to improve the way they age, to lower their disease risk, if they only have the right information. It's really ironic because we have more information than we could ever have nowadays. GPT, the finger, right at our fingertips. And I still think, people aren't getting the right information. And so that's what I do, and it's an honor to be here. And I just want to thank General Flynn for all that he's done for our country.
Good evening, everyone. My name is George Kovach. I was the Deputy Comptroller for the Department of War in the first administration, and since then started a company that's been helping innovative technology companies do business with within the defense and homeland space. Most importantly, though, I am fortunate to call Stuart and Martha a very good friends. So thank you very much. This is a great event. It's a great evening.
Is there anybody who hasn't had a chance to speak before I give the microphone to somebody I absolutely adore, Laura Logan, who just joined us, so I'm very excited. Yes, if we could pass the microphone down to Fadi.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Fadi Sheikh. I'm Lebanese, Greek, who immigrated 38 years ago to the best country on earth. Dream to come to the United States of America. We have the best president ever. I own bank. I own payment processing. I was tired of the liberal people owning the banks and kicking people out. So I decided to actually own it all. The whole chain from beginning to the end and kick people out. Thank you guys. Thank you.
We are in a room with some of the greatest leaders of our time. Thank you so much. And one of my favorite people is about to say a few words.
Hello. My name is Michael Mata, serial entrepreneur. Sorry I'm late. Secret Service had me pulled outside. Honored to be here. General Flynn, Rhode Islander. I'm a Rhode Islander, even though it's Democratic. Not me. But thank you very much for all that you do. Honored Martha, thank you for having me. You've been awesome. I appreciate it. Peter Tipton's my attorney. We're actually suing the Boston Globe for a slander case. And he's my hero, and Iris, watch you all the time on Fox, and Rick. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Laura Logan, and I know this room and this event is filled with people who have been punished for standing up, punished for being brave, punished for being honest. So no one more so than General Michael Flynn and his family. And I just want to thank Martha, because nobody can put on an event at Mar-a-Lago like she can. Quite amazing. And I would echo General Flynn and urging everybody to know that time is short and nothing is settled. And we have a lot of work to do, so don't rest, not for a second, not for a second. Because this is a critical moment, and I'm sure all of you can see that we are not even close to the finish line. So I would just urge everybody here, don't rest, and thank you very much for being here, and have a great night.
By the way, Laura has millions of followers. If you're not watching her podcast now, I strongly urge you to dial in. It's the best, right? Is there anybody who hasn't had a chance to speak? Because we do have some questions. Oh, Dr. O'Donnell? Sorry, Dr. O'Donnell? Theodamo. Is there Dr. Theodamo? Would you like to say a few words, sir? Okay.
Great to be here with so many people whose work I admire. I'm a scientist, and we hear about how science is for sale, but sadly it's been sold in many ways. A professor for many years. I appreciate the injection of life with Maha. Gary, with what you're doing there, it's been great to see. And at all levels, with media, with James in your expose of Pfizer last year. This is the kind of stuff that people need to see. We're not getting that type of information anywhere else. I do sense a change. I do sense a new kind of science that's coming back. that values people's health and not just profit. But great to be here with everybody, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, we have some questions that have been asked of our esteemed panel. By the way, Mike Tyson is arriving in 10 minutes, so he apologizes for the delay. But I want to go ahead and kick off with some questions. We have a question for the one and only James O'Keefe. What is the largest and most significant corruption you have seen in the government to date?
Wow. That's quite a question. Maybe the better question is, what isn't corrupt in the government? I think that the question I get asked the most is, why isn't anybody held accountable for anything in this country? And why aren't people in prison? And without violating a confidence, what I've discovered is that the people who theoretically could hold those to account are threatened, or money is spent to bribe them. So to me, that's the biggest problem, the blackmail and bribery in our government.
And then if you could, sorry. Thank you, James. Thank you. So the next question is for General Michael Flynn. What is the biggest threat to America today?
What James O'Keefe exposes every day. That's corruption inside of our government. That is the biggest threat. And I was talking earlier with Rick, and one of the things that I would recommend that you all read it, and that's George Washington's farewell address to the nation. And in that farewell address to the nation, this is after fighting the war, creating this country, spending 8 years as our first president. His address to the nation, I read it fairly often because it's a reminder to me about how great leaders, great historic leaders over time that understand the breadth of history, he understood it better than anybody else, and it was a warning. And his warning was, among other things, it was, don't take your eye off of the ball called the United States of America that we have just created. Because the greatest threat that you're going to face, this is back in the late 1700s, is right here at home. And that today is it's almost like it was written today. Because that's the greatest threat that we face. It's not China or Russia or any of these other foes, on the other side of whatever the planet. Because if somebody wants to take on the United States of America, be my guest. But if right here at home is where we're really having our problems, and I think everybody, and certainly in this room and many people around the country have seen that. And I think James has put his finger on a lot of it. So thank you, James, for doing
that. The next question is for Gary Brecka. And the question is, why has it taken America so long to take ownership of our food supply? There are parts of the world that are not as advanced as the United States, yet they put what their citizenry consume at a higher standard than the United States.
I would say that sadly we turned disease management and symptom maintenance into a highly profitable industry. So it is more profitable to keep America sick than it is to cure disease. There's no industry that can be built around prevention and cure. There's an entire industry that can be built around managing chronic disease. When 74% of our nutritional research is funded by big food and big pharma, you get a food pyramid that says that Lucky Charms is more nutritious than grass-fed steak. When 70% of our nutritional research is funded by big ag and chemical companies, you get food dyes, herbicides, pesticides, insecticides that are banned in other areas of the world. ChemChina is a perfect example, a Chinese chemical company that makes a chemical called paraquat. This company is banned in China. If you spray this chemical on a crop in China, you can go to prison. So they export it to the United States. We give them broad chemical immunity shields, not just from correlated harm, but from known causal harm. And so this is the belly of the beast. And until we remove the corruption in our nutritional research, in our food supply, until we remove the grip that private industry has on public policy, Like, you'll never see these change, which is why I think that Maha and the current administration, President's Fitness Council, are moving with such haste. And it's why I think that influencers like myself, Rhonda, and other influencers, Food Big, Bonnie Hari, Dr. Hyman, have really committed, a large part of our adult lifetime to helping over the next 3 years shift this as quickly as possible. Because this doesn't happen in plain sight. This happens in the shadows. There are 5 lobbyists for every member of Congress that pharma has, for every member of Congress. That's excluding every other industry. So every member has 5 lobbyists assigned to them, and the agenda is to fill the calendar so they can't take other meetings. And so this is a very cognizant initiative. It's not an era of omission, it's an era of commission. It's a very commissive process. And we're fighting desperately to change that. And I think it's a great time in America. I think you're going to see a revolution in our food supply over the next 3 years.
Thank you. The next question is for Isaiah. It says, Isaiah, you are an iconic figure. Many of us in this room have fond memories of seeing you on the big screen. What is the greatest change you have seen in Hollywood in your career today?
I wasn't aware that when I started off, just to be hopeful that people would spell Isaiah Washington correctly, that an industry that I left would become far worse than the industries that I was fleeing from when I left Houston. Bigotry and racism was at an all-time high 50 years ago as a child in Houston. So I fled, and I fled to the military, and then to the same corruption. And then I fled. And I fled and asked God, what could I do with my life? And as I was homeless, I saw little magazines that backstage. And I thought I could be a dancer and audition for Can and all I could do was do a cartwheel and was quickly removed from the stage as a fraud. So I fled into that, got my first taste of theater in New York, a commercial. And I saw the money that could be made in a mailbox. And then I said, I think I can do something better than what I've seen in Hollywood. Join forces with this man, I believe. And I sit here today, everything that I've learned because of him, and my experiences, good and bad, and clean, nothing has changed in this place called Hollywood, and I couldn't be more or less part of this thing called Hollywood. It's not really, it's just a boulevard, and that's not very clean. So it let me know that I can do a little bit better with what I've learned in the last 35 years. I'm not a political science major. I had a lot of comments, and I had a lot of inventory to try to speak aloud in 2018 in support of President Trump and his policies. But I've come to the realization that I'm probably better fitted changing things by using one of the most powerful mediums in the world, and that's movie. My biggest mission right now is to tell this story that suggests implicitly and defiantly what accountability and justice should look like. And I'm happy to say that my first cast member playing a former CIA female assassin is the great Mary Flynn O'Neill. So that's been leaked intentionally due to Joe Burkett, wherever you are.
He's outside, so
doing his turn spy thing.
All my training from my brother.
That guy has a heck of a vetting process. But wherever he is, I'd like to thank him because of him, I made a proclamation that if I can't get the money from what seems to be conservative, deep-pocketed Christians that seem to have no interest in telling the story about the scourge of pedophilia on American soil, I've walked away from $62 million simply because they wanted me to tell a story that had nothing to do with capturing and get accountability and justice for pedophiles anywhere but in American soil. So, through the grace of God, Joe Burkett, I think I found a couple of angel investors and a couple of others that support this story so we can get down to the business of saving our children, because I don't think there's a woman that is reasonably and healthy that is going to harvest and give birth to a child, only for it to be taken from them, harmed, and sold on the market worse than any other slavery known to humankind. And everybody in this room not only has a destiny and an opportunity to do that, but I certainly will promise you I will stand behind the camera and in front of the camera as best I can, independently, with proper distribution, so we can get this message out to the world, so we can get certain people in power and certainly know what accountability and justice looks like coming out of persecution. And I personally believe, I'm biased, I think that all warriors should be in the best, most powerful forms of leadership, as George Washington, not me, my name is Washington. I think I'm sitting next to a man that I would love to serve in a very powerful capacity very, very soon. So that's my point.
Thank you, Isaiah. And this isn't a question for Tyrus. Tyrus, if you could interview anybody or have anybody on your show, who would that be that you have not already had on?
I wish you had asked me this like a year and a half ago. I would have said President Trump. Been here, done that. So maybe round two. You know, not really an interviewer. I'm not a journalist. I think I outgrew the side structure to be a journalist. I just like to talk to people. I wanted to, when I got the opportunity to interview President Trump, I wanted to meet the man. I wanted to get to the bottom of it because there was so much noise about who the president was. Like there should be some noise right now because the one and only Mike Oh, who stole his seat? Oh man, everybody's here.
And his beautiful wife Kiki, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Mike Tyson.
But my goal was to meet the man behind the TV screen. Was he, because they said so many things about the president, to the point where even if you were a downright MAGA blood through and through, you could still be like, man, maybe some of it's got to be right. Maybe out of the 10 things they said about him, maybe 2 are right. And even those 2 things aren't great. You know, so yeah, I really didn't know. You didn't know what to think. You know, when you would hear people be like, I voted for him because of policy. Or I voted for him to pinch my arms. And I wanted to know who he was. So when they gave me an opportunity to have a conversation with the president, they gave me a list of questions I was supposed to ask him. And good? Okay. And they gave me a deep stage trying to say, it's too late, it's already out there. And they submitted a list of questions, and I was like, I'm not going to follow that list because I'm not a journalist. And it was nervous as president. So I just asked him about life. And we had one of the coolest conversations. I also brought up something he hates to talk about, and that's good deeds. I didn't know that. And I got into him and talked about the things he did for Nelson Mandela, the things he did. They call him this horrible misogynist, but he was on the front line giving women the opportunity to build skyscrapers in New York. That was not even possible. Also the guy when New York was laying off all these police officers, and he was helping them start security companies, and he was hiring them. And these are all people of color, which, for those of you who don't know, Hitler's not a big fan of working with people of color. I know it's kind of a weird thing to call somebody Hitler who's literally has an entire lifetime of service of helping people of all creeds, sexual orientation, whatever. President Trump has always been someone who judged people by their content or their character. And the only way I was going to find out is sit down and talk to him. And we did. And we talked for a long time. A lot longer. They originally said you got 20 minutes. Well, we talked so long, for those of you who want to know why he didn't know about those jokes, at the dinner, you know, that famous Catholic dinner, he was late because he was hanging out with me. So, and no apologies for that, because it was a great moment. But once I got to see the man that he was, it was very easy to understand what my role was. I can't work for the president because it doesn't pay enough. We have 6 children, and I'm a horse dad. So I can't possibly retire from entertainment right now because I have to pay for our horses. So my job, oh, there's no horse dad in here? Yeah. How are you guys doing? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, I know.
I sold the other people.
Yeah, see, exactly. I should have told her she was allergic. But
That's what Benadryl's
But the point was, I realized what my role was when I go on tour, my wife books my comedy tours all over the country. Part of the cancellation of my acting career, my comedy career, all those things were taken away when I showed my pretty little self up on Fox News to Tell Like It Is. It dried up really quick. Couldn't get an agent, a manager, nothing. So my wife was like, my wife is famous for spite businesses. And those of you what it means is like, we'll go into a restaurant and the waiter and manager are horrible to us for whatever reason. And my wife was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a restaurant right next to this, exactly like this one where you're running my business. That Larry ain't got shit on my wife. She is the master of spite businesses. And she's done it. She did it with a fitness company, she did it with a food company. And then she's like, you know what, I'm gonna manage you. I'm gonna book you comedy tours. We're gonna do it as a family. And I'll be honest with you, I was watching a football game. And I just leaned over and said, yeah, okay, honey. And then within 4 hours, she's like, you're booked here, you travel this way, that way, and we've been going around the country. And what my job has been, after telling some jokes and laughing, we do Q&As, where I tell them about my experience with President Trump and how he was to my family. Cameras were off. He sat and he talked with our daughter, Georgie, for 25 minutes. You would have thought he was her grandfather. He talked to my wife for a long time, kept looking back at me going, that's your wife? That's your wife? And I was like, yeah, how'd you get Melania? We both outkicked our coverage. I don't think we're afraid to say that. But there was one thing that we learned through that experience. The biggest thing is we have to start telling people to turn the TV on. Stop listening to propaganda and to stop pushing it. Stop hearing Jasmine Crockett running from Senate and getting online and talking about it. Nobody's voting for that person. But you perpetuate it. Like, we have to stop the noise. We have to stop paying attention to distractions. Go outside, enjoy the sun. Get back in our communities. Talk to people. I travel all around the country. All we do is talk, and it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Everyone has the same issues. They want food on the table, low taxes, an opportunity for opportunity in this country. And those things are happening. We are having some of the greatest prosperous time in this country right now, and we're not talking about it. We're not excited about it. And a lot of it is on us. It's on the Republican Party and the conservatives. We're so busy arguing about what they're doing that we're not pushing the things that are happening in this country right now. That we're experiencing probably one of the best Christmases. That our airports are full again. People are traveling. People are getting raises. People are starting new businesses. Everyone in here in a night, we're all wearing tuxedos and stuff, and I'm actually fitting in this smooth. We're all doing wonderful things, but we're not talking about it. And the way we keep this party going is positivity. And telling people these are all the great things that are happening right now in the conservative. We got the House, we got the Senate, we got the White House, and look how good we feel. Anybody who's playing in the stock market is in a good mood right now. Anybody who's opening a business is in a good mood right now, but nobody knows it. We need to talk about it. So that's my challenge to everyone here. Instead of going, oh, can you believe what they're trying to do this week? The hell with what they're doing. Talk about what we're doing right now so people can get behind it.
Amen.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a huge round of applause for Mike Tyson. We are so honored to have you with us tonight, Mike and Kiki. And you have somebody very special here who's a huge fan. Her name is Caitlin, and she came all the way from, where did you come? She came all the way to Atlanta specifically to say hello to Mike and to Mike Tyson to ask him.
Hi, Mike. I technically met you briefly last time. Thank you, Martha. But I know many of you, and I've been in politics for a very long time. However, one of my passions is boxing. I used to box for 4 years, and I followed your boxing career, and honestly, your type of training and your footwork, and I'm shorter as well, so I really appreciated learning a few things from your videos, and sometimes you would do the interviews and talk specifically. So I had a really specific question. I asked you part of it a year ago. During your Larry Holmes fight, I have watched that so many times, and I was curious to get your take on it, because obviously he had the fight with Muhammad Ali, and then I know that there was choice words said to your manager from him, and you went into that boxing ring and you were like, I forget the training, I'm gonna take down this guy. And I'd love to hear your opinion on it, and really your perspective, because I didn't think, in my opinion, I'm not a professional boxer. I actually a high school teacher and former chief of staff for an ambassador. So your type of training, did it go out the window, or what were you thinking?
Wow, I can't believe you asked me that question. I was 15 years old, and the day after Muhammad Ali fought Larry Holmes, 1980, October 2nd, I'll forget it. He got beat by Larry Holmes real bad. So he was talking to my mentor on the phone. He talked the next morning after the fight. And he said, I have a 15-year-old boy that's going to be a heavyweight champ one day. I want you to talk to him. And I was talking to him, and I was crying because I saw the fight. And I said, when I get big, I'm going to get him for you. I was an amateur then. I already got beat up a couple of times. I wasn't, mature yet. But that's what I said. Then after the fight, he came and didn't congratulate me. He wished me luck. And he said, get him for me. I said, I told you I was. Then the fight begun.
So when you just said you're going to beat him up and you're going to follow through with what you said so many years ago.
That's what I was saying. But listen, when I said it, I could never forget it. When I said it, he didn't even hear me say it. It was right over his head. There's some kid with me talking about revenge and me. But because that's your mission in life, you have to avenge Ali.
Thank you so much. And last question. Is it true that one of your warm-up songs that you would always start your training to was the AC/DC Thunderstruck?
No, that's not true.
My boxing coach, Carrie Nye, told me that, so I always use that song thinking that that's what you warmed
You
up
may have
for.
heard it, because everybody's on my playlist. My wife makes my playlist and put these very crazy songs on sometimes.
Thank you so much.
Oh, please, thank you. That's pretty crazy. Run the MC, crazy. Beastie Boy. You can't help it. That's what I said. Beastie Boys.
The last question is for Rick, and then we have 2 media questions, and then we'll start the rest of the festivities of the evening. So, Rick. Yeah.
Martin.
Hello. Okay. Rick, you've received some of the most iconic pieces at Pawn Shop. One of a kind, some of the most expensive pieces in the world have come through there, really unusual. When you look back over your legacy with Pawn Stars, what has really, not necessarily what's the most valuable, but what has touched your heart the most and really had an impact on you that's come in to Pawn Stars?
Well, it's a really, I'm kind of blessed I get to do the show, because literally after the first season, after the first few episodes, we're thinking there's not going to be enough stuff come in the store to finish even filming this. But the second we hit the air, people were coming in crazy to film it. And I really have got to film with some of the most incredible things in the world. Probably the coolest thing in the world I ever filmed with. I actually bought one of the copies of the Declaration of Independence, and that's all because my producer right there, who ended up finding the person that wanted to sell it, and we ended up putting it on Pawn Stars. That's my business partner and my producer, director, she's the brains of the operation. I'm the pretty face. I just want everyone to know that. When I got actually one of the broadsides of the Declaration of Independence, when they wrote the Declaration of Independence and everything like that, we needed to get it out to people. There was no TV, there was no radio, so broadsides were the thing, and they were ephemeral. They were basically, they got put up on a bulletin board at the town hall, and then a week later they got torn down so someone could put up a poster for the lost dog. And so they're very, very rare. I bought it for over $1 million. I don't forget exactly what I paid for it. But anyway, that was probably the coolest thing I ever filmed with. But I got so much other stuff, handwritten letters by George Washington. Some of the weird things I currently own is I own a rocket engine that was piloted by Neil Armstrong. I have the oldest stained glass window in the Western Hemisphere, and this is probably one of the coolest things I own. And I bought this on Pawn Stars. This is a 1,200-year-old Viking bracelet. It's kind of cool. Yeah. No, but anyway, I have a really blessed job. It's absolutely amazing. And I love American history, and you've seen from the show, I'm a history nerd. I say this in speeches all the time, like, there's not one time in history socialism has ever worked, and not one communism has ever worked. The normal for the 99% of the human existence on this planet has been misery and dictatorship, and the American project is the one thing that has given amazing. No one lives better than people live in the United States. Like literally, if you took Germany and you made it the 51st state, it would be the poorest state. Literally in Germany per capita, they make like $40,000 a year. It would be literally like the cheapest state. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, this is an amazing country. I love Trump, and I'll stop talking.
Okay, we just have a couple of questions. Where's Biohack News? Biohack News. Okay, terrific. I know you have a quick question, so if you want to come up, we've lost some mics. So,
thank you so much, Martha. It is such an honor to share the room with so many forward thinkers and inspirational figures in this country. My name is Claudia Balog, and I'm with Biohack Yourself Media. I just have a quick question regarding legacy, and I would love to invite perhaps a couple of you to respond, because I think there may be different perspectives when it comes to it. And it has to do with, what do you think, as we're creating this legacy for the next generation, for America's future, what is it that is most at risk, and what is it going to take to protect it? Thank you.
Mary should take that.
Mary.
It's going to take everybody, every American, to understand and believe that there is, that children are being murdered, tortured, and abused, and sold, even from the womb. So everybody across this nation, I have been asked the same question, and they say the same thing. Is this real? It is real. It is massive. It is a $350 billion business. It takes everybody in the community to understand that this is real. And that's what it's going to take. And we have to protect life. America is about life. It is a God nation. It is a Christian nation. It was founded by our founding principles, our founding men and women that were struggling in this country to find a way, run from tyranny. And so we can't let this go. We are at a time right now, it's the lowest birth rate of all nations in the world, the history of the world right now. We have to understand how serious it is about the war on children. And then we can start to work to save our country, okay? Understand the reality of what children, the war on children is, okay? That's what we need to understand. We need to expose, educate, and eradicate this stuff. Eradicate it. My brother says, we need to eradicate it. Because I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, and I really don't want to die without passing this beautiful country, this freedom, this faith freedom country to my children, to our children. So, and that's the passion I see. I see it's the children.
If General Flynn could close out the round table, and then we're going to ask all of our headliners to come up on the stage. We're going to do some wonderful pictures with everybody together for this historic evening. Thank you so much, General Flynn.
Thank you, Martha. Another big round of applause for Martha. Amazing. This will be a busy night. We are really blessed to have all of you here today and all of your support. When we get inside the main room, it'll be a pretty crowded night. I think we started off talking about 300 people. I think we have about 600 here this evening, so it'll be a good night, busy night. I want to wish you on behalf of the entire Flynn family. We have a couple more of our siblings that are here now, probably outside. On behalf of our entire family And really, for those that are here on the front row here with me, we're so thankful that you took the time to be here. And all that you do for this country, all that you do for, frankly, for humanity. And understand that, as my sister Mary talked about, the entrepreneurship in this country, it is a land of opportunity. We just have to seize it. And that's what this night is about. That's what America's future is about. And Sister Mary is very passionate about children, as we all are. If we don't figure out a way to really protect the next generation, the next generation after that, and then it's up to them at some point, honestly, but it will be up to them. But for tonight and for what we're doing, I just want to say thank you very much. And again, a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, and thank God that we have what we have right now in the White House. If you take a second to pray for that man, because he is under extraordinary pressure on a daily basis. Tomorrow night, if you don't know, tomorrow night he's going to be doing an address to the nation probably from the Oval Office. So pay attention to that tomorrow night. I think it will be a very important message for this country and frankly for the world. So thank you so much for being here, Martha. Again, thanks for everything that you do. Thank you.
Okay, if we could have everybody just turn from up here on the stage. We have our incredible photographers from America's Future of Mar-a-Lago that are going to take some historic pictures right now. And we are so honored for this moment. And we'd love to have Laura Logan and Peter Dickton and Gary.
I know, I had a question too.
So Keith, Rick Harrison, General Michael Flynn, Isaiah Washington, Mike Tyson. We want you all up there. Mary Flynn O'Neill, General Flynn, Charlie Flynn. This is a historic moment in American history right here, right now.
We were moving. Yeah, we were just moving. I moved here in May. Okay, so
You guys are witnessing history. Kevin Sorbo. You're all witnessing history. Yes. Whenever we just got to start. I will.
Over the white set.
Here first, everyone line up. Whoever wants to take a picture, just line up here.
What we want to do is have some people sit down and some from behind so we can get everybody. Is that okay? And we have General, let's get some people seated.
Good to meet you. I'm Kim.
Okay, there we go. Can I get another chair? Okay.
Yeah, right. I'm a golfer, I'm a boxer, I did all this stuff. And did you start like later or were you always very sporty? I was always very sporty. I actually was playing volleyball. Okay. Yeah. Wow. And then I had an accident and that's how I got into boxing because I didn't need a doctor so I was working on my balance. I worked in 17 and I had an accident paralyzed.
Now, if everybody could stay where they are, we're going to invite our incredible sponsors to come up and have their pictures taken. So we're going to start right here. So if we could have everybody just line up. Laura, you're going to get the pictures too, right?
I watched some of his videos, his footwork. I was like, okay. And I thought that AC/DC Thunderstruck was his
So I have just a quick question. First of all, you are just stunningly beautiful. We are live right now.
Let's get Dr. Landon in the middle next to Gary Brecka. Gary. There you go. Yeah. Dr. Landon.
Tough guy. He's a right? And plus a lot of drugs. He's a partner. And having to navigate that. What has that been like for you?
We're going to have to make room for the photographer. Deepak. We have to make room. There you go. There you go. Yes.
It's amazing. Well, you have how many kids?
We have two together, but I have older bonus children.
I have older bonus children. That's amazing. One of the things I wanted to ask Mike, and this is something you might know.
1, 2, 3, smile, everybody.
In that moment where we
all right.
all fallen down.
And we're going to get another group to come up here too.
It's a matter of what we do.
All right, thank you. If our headliners could stay, we're going to bring some more sponsors.
In that moment.
Okay, Black, who's coming? Okay, who would like to have their picture taken? Let's have you up on the stage.
Okay.
All right, Caitlin,
Mike
let's
came
go.
back from that. Like, what was the key ingredient where he was able to really just
I need
not take that on to take him down, but to really build him up moving forward?
No, I think with Mike, it's just because he's a very honest person, and he accepts his flaws, he takes accountability for his mistakes, and I think that's what people appreciate about him, because he doesn't mind being vulnerable. And he's very honest, whether you like it or not. You're always going to get the real version of him. And it wasn't a good thing he did that night when he bit the guy, when he kept getting headbutted. And it's a fight, and sometimes you forget when you're in the moment like that, the consequences of it. But, he's a very humble person, and it wasn't like he was planning to try to make amends with his life to be a better version of himself.
Okay, we're going to get the next round of pictures taken. So let me introduce you really fast.
What is your career?
So right now, Mike is my business partner. So my career is Mike's World. We just recently did a one-man show that is going to be on Netflix. So I wrote it, directed it.
Yeah, are you serious?
Yeah, and it's funny. It's about legacy. So that's kind of the theme of it. So when they ask the question today about legacy, it's funny because that's what Mike did a show about. Because all these people are always asking him about legacy and they're worried about his legacy. So we did a whole show based on
If you haven't had your picture taken and you'd like to have your picture taken, now's the time. Okay. All right. Dr. Brecka, not Dr. Brecka, although you could be a doctor. Gary Brecka. Gary. All right, come on up. All right. Okay, we're going to take this picture on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to give you my card because I'd love to have you guys on the show.
All right.
Beautiful. Help support. So I'm going to send you a know. My show is called the Take Your Power Back Show.
So everybody who's had a picture taken, except for our esteemed headliners, stay on the stage, and we're going to have our next group.
Take our California back.
Body.
So I just had 13 gubernatorial candidates on stage. So girl. So it's who filming?
It's Kiki Tyson.
You gotta do this quickly.
You're right.
Thank you.
God bless you. Let me quick picture of us. So awesome. Thank you, Kiki. You're amazing.
So you got your wish. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm going to meet you too. Thank you. I'm Chantal Bagwell.
Handed over the DHS and HSI to the IRS now.
So sorry.
There's massive fraud there. I'm on site. Can't tell you.
All right, guys, we're over and out. We are here at America's Future. Take a look at this beautiful. So good.
Count of 3. 1, 2. Let's take our seats and get this going. Okay. Gary, we need Gary. Isaiah. Tyrus. All right. Okay, I need you to, everybody to face this way, please. Can everybody face this way, please? 1, 2, 3. Let's take some pictures and smile. Amazing. 1, 2, 3. All right, that looks great. All right, perfect. Okay, we have another group of people who haven't taken pictures, so if you've taken a picture, if we could please have you leave the stage. We don't have a lot of time here. Mike, come on up. Okay, we're in score. 4. Oh, okay, good. 4. Can you help me get the people off the stage that have already taken pictures?
I'm taking your picture.
Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Heart recipient. If I could get everybody's attention, please, if I could get everybody's attention. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jason Redmond. It is such an honor to have Jason and his wife, Purple Heart recipient, an amazing patriot.
Navy
We are
SEAL.
so grateful. We
Navy
love you.
SEAL.
Thank you, Jason.
Martha, Navy SEAL. Martha, Navy SEAL.
Navy SEAL right here. Loves America. Purple Heart recipient. Okay, if I could have Jason. Yeah, if I could have Jason and everybody right here. Okay, good. All right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's get everybody in position. Everybody in position. That's great. Thank you. Wow, what a powerhouse picture that is. Perfect. All right, let's get the next group up. Is there anybody who hasn't had their picture taken yet?
I think that's everybody.
Is that everyone? Okay, come on up. Let's see, what about the bears? Rick and Chloe. Rick and Chloe. Rick, come on up. Rick and Chloe.
Okay, so we're here at America's Future, an amazing day. Hey guys, we are here at America's Future. We're live right now, and I've got Mark and Lucille here. We're having a great time interviewing a bunch of people, but we're here because there are champions amongst us. And these are the warriors and champions that have fought for your freedom, your digital freedom, baby. You getting the truth. And in this room, you're surrounded by champions. Here we go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smiles, everybody. Amazing. Wonderful.
Any final words to our audience, Ann? What do you think?
Well, when you're talking
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm loving this. All right, that's like a great shot right there.
That's the real
Okay, I think that's everyone. So the evening is going to begin. We have a poolside reception, and then we'll be escorted to the grand ballroom. Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas. It's going to be a historic evening. Love you. Thank you.
Love you.